I'm drinking chai, just chai, because I don't drink cream with my coffee. Also, my Simpsons mug. We love the Simpsons. Hey guys, what's up? I'm CJ and welcome back to my galaxy. Today we are talking about Across the Spiderverse because I watched it last weekend. I need to talk about it. I need to talk about all the tidbits, bits and bobs I liked about the freaking movie. It was so good. Then we're going to talk a bit about my theories I've seen, whatnot. We'll have a good chat about it, okay? So, to get started, the introduction with Gwen drumming, I need to put emphasis on how good that was. It really set the tone for the rest of the movie and how just spectacular it would have been. There was so much going on throughout this entire movie. There was things, you know, there was like one thing center stage, but then there would be like other things in the corner of the screen, other characters doing stuff in the background. Whoever animated this movie needs a raise. They need to pay them so well in the next movie and Beyond the Spider-Verse. I would say the transition between Gwen and Miles wasn't like perfect, it wasn't seamless at the beginning of the movie, but it was still very much made sense because obviously we need to go back to Miles's universe. And one other thing to mention, I could not keep up with how many universes there were. There were so many people, so many different Spider-Mans that I needed to keep up with. I was all over the place. I'm like, oh, that Spider-Man is from that show, that Spider-Man is from that movie. Oh my god, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Mans. I did not expect that to come up on screen, the two of them like actual live action. Didn't expect that. Gwen's outfit, same with the first movie, makes me want to cosplay Spider-Woman. I want to get like the full kit, the hood on it, the white and black and blue and pink gloves. Dude, I need that for cosplaying. Like right now, I needed it yesterday. What else did I like about this movie? Everything. You know, it was near perfection. And a lot of people are going to be like, no, it wasn't near perfection, it was perfection. There were some things that probably could have been like ever so slightly better, but I don't think I've seen any better movie ever in Hollywood. Ever. Chase scene with all the Spider-Mans trying to get Miles, that was iconic. It was insane. It was hilarious with that one Spider-Man saying he has nowhere else to go. Once again, it was such a good movie. But when I tell you, what are we calling him? Spot, I think? Or the Spot, or whatever the hell. When I tell you, when he said that he was hit by a bagel, I didn't even need to rewatch Into the Spider-Verse to understand exactly who they were talking about. Because the scene where Peter B. Parker was talking about always grabbing a bagel from the cafeteria and then they threw it and it knocked someone back through the door, and every time I watch that I'm like, that poor guy, that's so sad. But then not knowing that he's gonna turn into the biggest villain in the franchise. They were always planning on that because they did like a close-up of him or whatever. That's genius though. Okay, script writers, the animators, the directors, everyone who was on that team, whoever made that, oh my god, it's just amazing. My favorite character in this franchise, Hobie, definitely. When he came on screen, I turned to my sister, I was like, what is he saying? What is he saying? What's going on? Because she knew he was about to come on screen. I hadn't really heard about this character, and that the fact that they took them like 3 years to figure out how to animate him. He looked amazing. Apparently the frame rate is 3. Something about 3. I don't know. I don't understand animation. I'm sorry. It's like his frame rate is like 3 compared to like the 1 of everyone else, and he looks so cool. That actually reminded me, I've seen people talking about how he changes colors around different characters, but you know what, that reminded me of Gwen's universe, and I didn't expect her universe to be literally watercolor and changing with emotions. I was so confused at first, but then I was like, that's amazing. That is so cool. How did they even think to do that? And not to mention, I also was thinking throughout the whole movie, what makes Gwen's universe so special that she's one of the first ones? Like, she's number 65, I think. Why is she one of the first ones out of like thousands, if not millions? Gwen's from like 65, universe 65 or whatever, Earth 65. How does that even, like, what makes her so special? That's like the one thing I want answered. Oh, and 42 as well, the spider from universe 42, the one with Miles as the Prowler. Why is their universe so special as well, that they're at the very beginning? I'm sure it's said in like the comics or something, or the fandom has an idea for it, but I don't know the comics very well. The only things I know about the comics is like when people talk about it online after the movies come out. Honestly, Miles is probably one of my favorite Marvel superheroes. You know, Spider-Man I've always been a fan of. They did say at one point the nerd from Earth 1999 or something, the MCU universe, because I think they're one universe but they're actually another one, or they haven't exactly admitted it yet that they're actually a different universe. When Miguel said that, don't even get me started on the connections to the MCU. Like I said before, once again, the watercolor animation of Gwen's universe is so fun that I almost want to like come up with a cosplay that's kind of like got watercolor on it, that kind of looks like yeah, maybe it like glows or something, like a really expensive cosplay that has like lights in it, that it like changes colors, you know? I think that would be really cool if someone can afford it and do something like that. That'd send me photos. I need to see anyone doing cosplay for Gwen, or honestly Across the Spiderverse. There's this one girl I don't know how old she is, one person on TikTok who I've seen doing Miles Morales cosplay, and she looks so good. I'm trying to think, do I want to say anything else about the movie? Like, if you've seen it, you think it's spectacular, obviously. If you don't think it's spectacular, go back and watch it again. So I'm gonna go into theories now that I've seen on the interwebs, mostly on TikTok, because I've been mind-numbingly scrolling on TikTok since the movie came out. My For You page is filled with edits of Across the Spiderverse, and how sad it is that Miles was getting chased by the other Spider-Man. Oh my god, I just realized I haven't talked about Mayday. Mayday is brilliant, full stop. Okay, moving on. We don't like Miguel. Miguel's an anti-hero, obviously. It's terrifying towards Miles. I also didn't talk about Indian Spider-Man. I don't remember his name. Quick Google search told me his name is Pavitra. Thank you, Google. He, obviously, I said the Chai thing. He was brilliant. I just feel so bad for him, because he wasn't in towards the end of the movie because his universe is collapsing. Which brings me into like the theory of the canon, because I feel like there's so many different opinions on Miguel and the canon and theories about what's going to happen in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Honestly, I have like what I think is a pretty solid theory that Miguel, there's one line when they're introducing the canon to Miles, right, that they're talking about how break one canon and it doesn't do much, or whatever they said, something along the lines of that, but break a lot of canons, it like starts collapsing universes. There's something about it that screams like Miguel has not been to one universe to be with his daughter, his family. He has been to multiple of those universes. That one line tells me he collapsed his universe because he's been to a ton of universes. Like, and I mean, like, he's probably, like, one of them died, didn't work out. One of them, you know, another family didn't work out, jumped to another universe. Another one didn't work, jumped to another one. And it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, and that's when the universes start collapsing. And then he goes to another one because one of the other universes collapsed, and another and another. And it's just, I just get the feeling he's done wrong. He's done wrong by the canon. The canon isn't true. The way that he's described it, at least, isn't true. And like, if I feel like Miles is supposed to be the Spider-Man, Miles is supposed to be there because, like, why else did it happen? It can't be that easy to break the canon, like, with something that important that just happens and then nobody has control. Like, it just doesn't make sense in my mind that Miles wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man. You know, in the MCU, and I know it's not necessarily connected too much to the MCU, but in the MCU, I remember in Endgame, they were talking about how when they were, like, time traveling, that it's not necessarily the right thing to do time traveling wise, but because Doctor Strange, something about Doctor Strange knowing that it was actually supposed to happen that way. And when they're like, if you're an MCU fan, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm not making sense at all. But like, in my mind, it makes sense that technically time travel, universe jumping, it's supposed to be canon because it's happened in the MCU, even though it's not really. It's its own story. Where I feel like they can take the idea with Sony's production of Across the Spiderverse, which, by the way, Sony's a lot better with Spider-Man than Marvel has ever been. Well, Marvel, the Disney franchise. In Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's probably going to be the fact that he has to. I know I've seen people talking about they've freezed one of the scenes where they see that all the Spider-Mans are dead in the vision SWAT gives Miles, that a bunch of the Spider-Mans are dead, or all of them, that Miles has to change that part of the canon in order to save all the universes or whatever. And I think it'd make sense that he, like, saves his dad, and it, like, creates, like, this butterfly effect of saving everyone, right? And we've already seen with Gwen that she changed the canon with her dad quitting being captain. Like, it doesn't collapse universes. Not to mention, I've also seen people saying that Miles got bit a year prior, so why didn't the universe collapse then? If it wasn't supposed to happen, the universe should have already collapsed, and that I agree with. That also reminds me, like, my brain is, like, all over the place. Next time I need to bring notes with me so I can read off, and, like, anyway, I feel like the time differences between everyone, whilst it's been a year for Miles, it's been maybe at most it'd be like 6 to 8 months for Gwen, and then it's been like 2 years for Peter B. Parker, because the times just don't match up. There is no way that Mayday was born a couple months ago. She's like crawling around, she's keeping her head up, she's reacting to things. Like, she's not, if it's been a year for Peter B. Parker, she at most could be 3 months old. So I don't know if I just missed something, and the way time works for each universe is different. Just for the Beyond the Spider-Verse, something real bad about Miguel, something's gonna go down with Miguel. It's just, the canon doesn't make enough sense with what's going on with other characters. And I'm so excited to see in Beyond the Spider-Verse, the rest of the Spider-Mans from the first movie. That's gonna be great. Although, don't like John Mulaney, don't want his character back. Not a huge fan of John Mulaney. Other than theories, there's just so many on the internet that I just cannot keep up with them all, and a lot of them actually do make a lot of sense. I cannot wait to be thinking up different theories for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm so excited for the end credits. It like really solidified how it was the best movie of my entire life that I've ever watched. I can't believe someone made that movie. It was so good. Oh my god. Okay, I need to calm down. I feel like as soon as I left that movie the cinemas, I needed to reevaluate my entire life, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna just end that here because I just wanted to quickly talk about Across the Spiderverse and Beyond the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, whatever, all the entire franchise, the entire series in itself. Amazing. Can't wait for the sequel. So excited to complete the trilogy, but also not, because it'll be over, but then we can watch all of them all together and see all the Easter eggs. Anyway, okay, just a quick video. Let me know your theories down in the comments below. I would love to hear any theories you have. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today. I will be posting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from now on. Every Fridays will be anything to do with films, movies, whatever, reviews, reactions, whatever. I'm coming out with a Hunger Games series, an in-depth analysis in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. I have been CJ, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!